Walmart announced last week that they would be introducing organic products, canned goods, and other organic food items at prices significantly lower than competitors, or pretty much any other business for that matter. There are many interesting marketing topics raised by this announcement, but the one I want to examine is the product life cycle. Specifically, I want to examine whether organic foods fit the product life cycle and where they are in the cycle in light of Walmart's announcement. And I want to ask, can Walmart make money selling organics at their intended prices? To start, let's talk about what it means to be organic. Organic products are produced with little or no pesticides applied to crops. Farmers ideally are responding to the unique needs of their land. Genetic modified organism seeds are not used. And organic farms traditionally were small compared to modern mechanized farming operations. The organic movement promotes land and resource conservation and biodiversity. Since 2001, organic has a federal definition and certification process as well. We start our product life cycle journey at the dawn of civilization. All farming, then, would qualify as organic today. Agriculture crossed a line in the 20th century. Scientists identified the three main elements necessary for plant growth, leading to the introduction of synthetic fertilizers. Researching into nerve agents during World War II led to the development of insecticides. Crop yields increased, farm size increased, and the number of people making a living on farms fell sharply. Now the story of organics as we know them begins in earnest. As traditional farming lost prominence, beginning in the 1930s, several books, such as Look to the Land by British Lord Northbourne, preserved ideas about organic agriculture and good land stewardship. These practices never went extinct, but they became a tiny niche in food production. In California and New England in the 1960s and early 70s, the first inklings that organic production could be economically viable surfaced. Natural food stores and distributorships opened. Chez Panisse opened in Berkeley, California, with Chef Alice Waters setting out to prove that local organic food could garner worldwide culinary acclaim and the premium gourmet dining prices that went along with it. The 1970s saw the first attempts at state-level organic certification. In the 1980s and 90s, organic food continued in its infancy, providing some decent livelihoods but making few people rich. More consumers turned to natural foods. Whole Foods opened its first store in Austin, Texas. Farmers markets and community-supported agriculture programs popped up. Consumer demand increased, especially after reports of developmental issues arising in children who were exposed to pesticides. More than any other factor, the health concerns over pesticide exposure seems to have galvanized interest in organics. Yet for all this, organics remained in the introduction stage, with slow-growing sales and little in the way of profits. All that changed in 2001. 11 years after being mandated by the 1990 Farm Bill to set national organic standards, the USDA finally unveiled a nationwide organic certification and labeling program. Organics had a standard definition. For longtime advocates, it was a watered-down standard. But for businesses and most consumers, it was an exciting, confidence-inducing differentiator. After 2002, organics clearly entered the market growth stage. Since 2002, sales of organic food have grown fourfold, from $8 billion to nearly $32 billion. The organic market is growing with no signs of stopping. Producers and retailers have enjoyed the price premiums they can charge for organics, Most consumers willingly pay the premium for perceived health benefits, environmental protection, and to compensate for farmers doing well. Organic advocates state that the premiums also cover higher production costs for more labor-intensive processes. This is true, but not the whole story. The economics of supply and demand also dictate price. Currently, supply of organic soy is only produced to meet 25% of demand, for example. As more land comes back under organic cultivation and supply becomes more dependable, it stands to reason prices will fall. So where does Walmart fit on the product life cycle of organics? With most other large corporations who have already recognized organics are good business. Kellogg, General Mills, and Unilever are just 3 examples. But if organics are growing, what does that mean for industrial agriculture? We may be witnessing the beginning of the end of big agriculture as we know it. This industry is solidly in the market maturity stage, with sales leveling off and industry profits resting on super slim margins. If most farmers can gain some premium by converting to organic production, they will likely do it. The premiums will prove less than current prices if Walmart has anything to say about it. But environmental and health concerns may add future costs to big agriculture, which raise its costs above organic production. If that is in fact the direction we're headed, it will be a great time to be a food consumer. As long as organic standards are not further watered down, our children may grow up to call organic food what our grandparents called it: food. Thank you for watching. I highly recommend checking out the website for the USDA National Organics Program for general information about organics. And the University of California at Santa Cruz has an excellent timeline of organic farming to provide background on the history of the movement over the last 100 years. Educate yourself. Thank you.